All right, Zach, let's take a look at your paper. MLA format first. This has got to be Times New Roman font, so fix that. Everything here is good. You got a space issue here, so you'll need to move that out. Power and Schizophrenia, not the best title in the world. Try to relate it more to your theme. All right, so you start with a quote, what schizophrenia is defined as, which I think is actually a very vague quote. I was hoping for maybe something a little bit different. You are missing your works cited entry, so this is technically plagiarism. So you need to have a works cited entry. Now, I'm not sure if you really realized this as you were writing it. This is one entire sentence. So technically your introduction is 2 sentences long, despite the fact that it looks longer. So, suffice it to say, you need more sentences, or A, you definitely need to break apart this sentence. Alright, so what you do have, though, you do have the introduction of the character. A protagonist cannot be an antagonist, too, okay? Like, in the truest sense of the word. He's the protagonist through the whole thing. He just changes dramatically. So, you get that he suffers from schizophrenia, which is fine. He acted irrationally by killing people, including these 2 guys. And then you dive right into the main points. And I don't exactly know what your thesis is. I don't exactly know what you're going to be talking about, other than it made him mad and caused his demise. So go back, Zach. Look at the organizational sheet on your on your assignment sheet that tells you how to write an introduction. Make sure all those things are there and separate sentences, because you can't just have 2 sentences in a paragraph there. All right. So the first one is hallucinations, which you also dump paranoia in there, which, you know, the proper term is paranoia schizophrenia. So, I mean, I kind of get that the paranoia is part of it, but definitely worth separating these 2 out. I don't think they need to be in the same paragraph together. Now, this paragraph, you do a good job of stating or using your outside sources, but this is, you don't need that part of the, works cited entry in here. You just need this first part, okay? Then, and this is the problem we're running into. Oh. Okay. The whole rest of this paragraph is all plot. I mean, literally plot after plot after plot. This is the only thing that is even remotely kind of towards the thesis statement. It's just the first time that he's suffering because he doesn't see it, okay? But you have a lot of run-on sentences, comma splice there. Anyways, there's another comma splice. I know I saw a couple right here. There's another comma splice. So you got to fix those. But what does his hallucinations have to do to his downfall? Why are his hallucinations part of his downfall? Keep asking yourself that question, and that'll be what shows up in your end part of your paragraph as part of your analysis of the events. Okay, and this is just your transition statement, which is fine, but you've done nothing in the rest of this paragraph to really warrant what you're going to be talking about from your thesis. All right, so your next symptom is negative symptoms, which include lack of emotion, unprovoked outbursts, can help lose interest in everyday activities, or socially withdraw. Now, I would hazard to say that this doesn't necessarily apply to Macbeth, whereas the outbursts and unprovoked lack of emotion, I think, fit very well with him. To say that it was a result of murdering Duncan, I don't know about that. I'm not sure that that's really it. Now, this last part is, or posed a threat to his rule as king. I think that works well. You got a comma splice there. This is all plot, which is his angry outburst, but again, that's also his hallucination, which you just talked about. You use the emotionless statement from Lady Macbeth's death, which is good. You got a run-on sentence here that you need to start a new one. and then you again jump into your transition statement. So at least you're doing transition statements well, but I think this paragraph would be better served with a really strong topic sentence. You know, both of these paragraphs that we start off don't have strong topic sentence. There's not a statement that says, hey, this paragraph is going to be about this. This is what we're going to learn in this paragraph. This is what we're going to accomplish in this paragraph. That's what needs to be said in that topic sentence, so I know, and you know, and I know, there's a reader, where it's going to go. All right, so you start with a quote again, or a symptom definition again. Where's my really strong topic sentence? Again. His thoughts came to him after the 3 prophecies, which this is almost like reverse order here, because we're going back to the death of Duncan again, which I know was a major impact on him, but maybe you say that in the introduction and just briefly talk about it in here. 2 of his 3 prophecies, no comma, Macbeth was given, no comma, came true, comma, but the 3rd was that he would become king. He thought of murdering the current king in order to become king. He gave into his murderous thoughts and killed Duncan in his sleep, which started his series of violent actions. I think what's more violent is what comes after he becomes king, also based on his prophecy. So if you want to keep the prophecy thing into play, I think this would be a really good, you could still really dive into it, because he killed Banquo because of the prophecies. He killed Macduff because of his prophecies, basically, because they said beware Macduff. So he killed young Siward because he thought he was invincible and he was born of woman. I thought that's interesting. Macduff is given the right to kill Macbeth. So it was like, which Malcolm kind of did, but Macduff was going after him anyway. And then, again, you don't have bad transitions here, Zach. But quote from the play, something that ties it back into a thesis statement. And again, if you don't have a good thesis statement, then it doesn't really matter at all. So have that strong thesis statement so you know what to do in the body paragraphs. So start off with, again, from the internet. At least you're doing MLA citation, but we really need, if this is a direct quote, make sure you put quotes around it. Now you're going to tie his routine behaviors into sleep. Yet you don't use any of the quotes from the play. You don't touch on this at all and how that makes sense. He became impulsive, so he hired murderers impulsively. I don't know, it was really impulsive that he hired murderers. It took him like a whole day to get there, so it's not like it was a spur of the moment thing. And just so you know, he did not know Banquo was suspicious of him. He was only worried about Banquo's sons, so that's why he got rid of him. So almost everyone in your class got that wrong. He didn't think of the consequences and thusly hallucinated the ghost of Banquo, which again, I feel like this is in the wrong spot. This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with disorganized behavior, so how is that helping your case? I just feel like this paragraph overall is weak, Zach. I'm not sure what you're really trying to accomplish in here, which is partially because you don't have a strong topic sentence at the beginning telling me what you're going to accomplish. So definitely work on those, and that'll help your paragraph go a lot smoother. All right. You're trying to act like this is a plot summary, so you want to try to get the end of the book in, which you don't need to do. Conclusion. Restate your thesis statement, which you need to have a stronger one of. Take a sentence to go over each main point. So you have 4 main points. That should be 4 sentences, one at a time, how those things played in. And again, this is just plot, this last part, this last whole sentence here, which it needs to be more of. Needs to be more of a clincher of some sort. Go back to the theme of the play, something along those lines. All right, works cited. Don't need that. Just start with that. This needs to be alphabetical, so you got to put it as alphabetical. This needs to get moved over. She's probably not the author of that web page, so you can get rid of this. Oops, get rid of her name, because that's only if it's the author of the whole web page do you use it. Okay, everything else looks good. All right, Zach, a little bit of work to do to make this better. Hopefully you know what to fix now and can get after it. So hopefully we'll see you rewrite